Welcome to episode 34, part 2. Uh, this is the lighter side of episode 34, I guess. Did I say episode 32? Jesus
No,
Christ.
no, you said
Oh,
34.2, but sure. I mean, depending on how much content we have, it could be a point two.
yeah. Anyways, so we just had a long talk about, it was,
Trick, Naked Gun 34 and a half.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, we just talked about a lot of heavy stuff on
Yeah.
on the first part. So now we're gonna get back into full disclosure, like JD and I, we always have like a list of stuff that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Our stuff that we talked about on the first part of episode 34 was the 1 year anniversary of our show, and then we went into the war, and the war stuff went really not in a bad way, but like we went long on that. So we figured
We tangent a lot as
Yeah.
well, so
yeah. So it's not a bad thing, and it's not to detract from like the stuff that's going on there. But now part 2 of episode 34. We're gonna get into the lighter side. So let's go into that. I mean, like let's talk about like some fun stuff here for a bit. Because there's a lot of shitty things that are happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about JD and his balls.
Let's just jump right into that, shall we?
Hey man, this is exactly what you wanted to talk about, and I couldn't think of a better segue. So
Yeah, I I felt as though there was a story to tell because this is something that you and I had a conversation about, and your feelings. I respect your feelings, but this is something that I felt like I'm 42 years old. I don't have any children. My ex-wife had her one and only son, and I'm with someone who doesn't want to have kids ever, and so might as well take the venom out of the snake, the bullets out of the chamber. I got myself a vasectomy. And whoo, has this been an experience?
I mean, I can just imagine. I mean, okay, like myself, like I'm 40 years old. Like I have no plans to have kids ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't know if I would go through what you did because of not horror stories, but stories of what other people have told me that they had went through getting a vasectomy.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, as it stands right now, whatever horror stories you may have heard, and I certainly have heard a few, none of them have come to light. And generally, when the doctor was going over things with me, he told me that when dealing with this body part and this area of the male body, if something was to go wrong, it would happen within the first 72 hours. Now, it's been a week and 4 days, and I'm healing. Like it's to the point where I am possibly 2 to 3 days away from going back to the gym and going back, pushing myself as hard as I had before I had the surgery. So healing is actually going quite well. But the lead up to it and the process, I'm not going to go into detail because as I'll explain, even I couldn't take it.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not super interested in the gory stuff. I just
No.
because like
So
when you start talking about like your junk and shit, it's just like
so no worries for anyone out there who like don't go into detail. Like I don't want to hear about this blah 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 blah. This
no, that your
this,
ball fell out of your sack or something. Like just
no, this is something that like trust me, there's no detail to go into because well, allow me to explain. So
okay, here we go.
yeah, so the surgery was scheduled for last Thursday, and I was nervous. I was like I was apprehensive. I was unsure, and I even started to second guess, like, what am I doing? Do I want to do this? Blah 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 blah. What if I want to have kids? And then I thought to myself, like, no, I don't want to fucking have kids. I was married. I had a significant other. We got engaged. We got married. The total span of that relationship was 14 years, and of those 14 years, she was adamant that she wanted to have kids, and I was adamant I did not want to have kids with her. So
Wait a minute. You were married for that long?
I was with Monroe for 14 years. We were married for 7.
Holy ball.
Oh yeah, no, I was dumb. I got married early.
Talked about that.
We can sometime in a different episode. Anyway, so I don't want to have kids. I'm turning 43 in July, and I don't want to have kids. So last Thursday, head down to the doctor's office, and procedure, blah 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 blah. And so I'm on the table and I'm awake, and like the nurse is like, "Do you have your phone with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "Oh, you could like scroll Facebook or something like that if you're bored." I went, "Oh, okay, sure."
As
and the doctor
laughs, filleting your balls. Yeah. Say okay. Yeah.
So
because that's what I want to do. I want to see some fucking like white girls fucking post about crystals as I got a fucking scalpel against my balls. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
So the doctor's like,
thanks, nurse.
Actually, we had a patient come in once who brought in his laptop, and we had to try to finagle the laptop and a desk as well as the operating table and blah blah blah. We got it to work. It was fine, but it was definitely difficult. I went, all right, well, I'll just try and start scrolling through my phone. So anyway, he uses a local numbing agent.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, so we're gonna start. I went, okay, cool. And I could start to feel like my palms start to get like a little clammy. And he leads with the comment of
he just starts slashing. Just
don't jump ahead of me. So he leads with the comment of, don't you just find it weird that human skin when it's burnt doesn't smell like steak? It just smells like burnt hair. And all the blood just went and rushed out of my face. And I said, "Doctor?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Stop telling me what you're doing." He goes, "Excuse me?" I said, "Stop telling me what you're doing. I appreciate you communicating, but okay." So
that's
at the beginning of the year, I made this New Year's resolution that I wanted to start watching a scary movie a month. I am 42 years old. I have never watched a scary movie. And the doctor's looking at me like, "Why is this fucking asshole telling me this?" And I go, "I figured out that I can watch a scary movie. It's fine. One thing I can't handle is gore." And a light turns on in his head because I could see the realization in his eyes. And I said, "Stop telling me what you're doing." He goes, "Gotcha." So then, all things considered, what's going on down there? We're talking about scary movies. We're talking about video games. We're talking about anything else other than what the fuck is going on with my genitalia in his hands.
Wow.
I can't do gore. I can't do gore.
We've talked about
Yeah.
this ad nauseum. Really, it's that you can't deal with a little bit of blood. I mean, it's fine.
So I'm telling him like if I could feel anything or if something feels off or something like that. And the only way he's reassuring me is by saying, "If you knew what I was doing to your genitalia right now, you would not be happy with me. Like, I can't feel a thing." He goes, "Good." And then goes back under the hood type thing.
Oh man. I hope
it took an hour.
I hope he had a mask on and like.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Not
yeah.
that he's like grinning at you as he's fucking got a scalpel in his hand and just like poking you in the dick with.
So it took an hour. The whole procedure took an hour. Like clothes back on.
That long, really?
An hour, yeah. So I'm sitting there and Trick says I'm canceling my appointment. I'm sitting there and no pain, no pain whatsoever.
Yeah.
But the doctor's telling me like, okay, so you could experience this, you could experience this, you could experience this. And then I get this sensation like the room is starting to get really warm and his voice starts echoing and getting further away. And then my sight starts to close. And I hear him go, JD, I said, water, water now, water. Boom, he's out of his chair, out of the office, goes somewhere, comes back with his own mug. He just like, I just cleaned this. Here you go. So I was on the verge of fainting.
Oh yeah.
And so water, calm, breathing, just taking in the moment. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good now. He goes, you sure? I said, yeah, I'm good now. I said, okay. So here's all the information, blah, blah, blah. Go to the receptionist. We're going to have to see you in a week just to make sure everything's fine. So, okay, cool. So I walk up to the front and I see the receptionist. And receptionist is on the phone. And I'm standing there. There's chairs behind me, but I'm standing at the reception desk. And she's on the phone. And I could start to feel the room start to get warm again. And she hangs up and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Okay. And I go, I need to come back. And that's all I got out. And the phone rings again and I'm on my ass.
Oh shit.
And she goes, all I can hear is, I'll call you back. Then I feel these arms and these hands around me. And I'm like, doctor comes out again. And the doctor comes out like he must have heard or something like that. Because he comes out, he has another glass of water. And he's sitting me down and glass of water. I was conscious the whole time. Like I was seated. I didn't go back. Right. And the doctor, like, it was like, okay, good. Grab the water and I'm breathing and okay. Everything's starting to get better and everything. I'm starting to, more light is coming into my eyes and the color is starting to come back. And the receptionist goes, here's your card. See you next week. Went, thank you.
Oh shit.
So in Prince George that day, it was minus 16 degrees. I got outside, the cold air hit me, and it was like a splash of water, just like, I'm awake. So made my way out to my car. It was a beautiful sunny day too, so that helped.
Out to your Kia.
Yeah, out to my Kia. What are you saying? It's not a Prius. Fuck off.
I drive a Lincoln, so I'm just
there. Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. So I
drive a used.
I get to my place, and I remember the doctor saying like, on your ass, 24 hours, no strenuous activity, no nothing, just heal. I'm like, okay, fine. So grab an ice pack from the fridge, and I'm like 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off for like 3 hours, and like I could feel like the numbing agent is starting to dissipate, and I could start to actually feel things again, but still no pain. So this isn't too bad. So go to bed that night and wake up the next morning, and it was like I got hit in the crotch with a brick. Wow. It was just, I like couldn't move. I'm walking around holding myself, just like, don't move, don't jiggle, don't nothing. I put on like the snuggest pair of underwear possible just to prevent any sort of movement at all. It was bad. Like, so Advil, the same amount of or same dosage of Advil that I would take for like a headache. So it wasn't like an obscene amount. Again, on the couch, just like ice pack on, off every 15 minutes. Suffered through the day. That was Friday. I was supposed to go into the radio station, and I emailed the general manager and said, not coming in. I'll work from home. I have all the equipment I need. It's not coming in. He goes, yeah, no problem. So
my balls hurt.
Yeah.
My balls hurt. Yeah.
So, like I said, that window of horror story was within the 72 hours. Come Monday, pain has definitely subsided. Actually started getting back onto the treadmill and like doing my usual cardio, which is at an incline at a good click and worked my way up to onto the treadmill for an hour at this, and a little bit of discomfort, but doing okay. So like now it's about a week and change, and like I said, like in a couple of days, like I feel as though that I could actually make my way back to the gym and just carry on with life.
Hmm.
So
Well,
other than
not really. Right?
right. So
You know, it's like
the
it's like
doctor said
there-
doctor said I need to clean the pipes at least 20 times and wait 2 months just to make sure that the chamber is forever empty.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I know you had commented in one of our Discord groups the other day about
I want to shoot things.
yeah, I want to shoot things. It was like, yeah, you're not shooting anything now.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I took it upon myself because like there was a conversation I've had with many different people in the past, and majority of them women. When this conversation comes up, it's like when it comes to birth control for men, there's not a lot of options. There's a condom, there's pulling out, and there's a vasectomy. There's no pill, there's no nothing, right? And quite frankly, when it comes to getting an operation, for a man to get a vasectomy as opposed to a woman getting her tubes tied, the recovery time for a guy getting a vasectomy is way faster than a woman getting her tubes tied.
Okay.
So this is always something that I've just kind of been mulling around, and it wasn't until recently I was like, I should just fucking do it.
was there a cost?
No,
I didn't.
no
think so.
cost.
I didn't think there would be. Again, we live in Canada, so there's not a lot of cost for that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No cost whatsoever. And like, yeah, like when I broke my hand, that was more of a hassle to deal with than this. So like take that into consideration.
Yeah. So this will be a weird segue into the next part, but like,
Sure.
were they playing any weird music? When
God, that would have been horrific, wouldn't it?
yeah, I mean, like, were they playing any music when they were like filleting your balls?
The doctor looks over to me and goes like, "Hey, you like Huey Lewis?"
Oh, fuck.
No music was playing. No elevator music. Nothing.
Okay. Fuck. Oh, that would have been great though. Yeah, like just fucking like The Cure, playing in the background.
Oh
Like-
my God.
like
You had to go there.
Like Friday, I'm in
love.
Yeah. So again, we're trying to get away from the dark part of the earlier part of episode 34. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other night, and actually, well, what I'm doing at my job right now is kind of what you do for a job. Kind of, not really. But
Which one?
I'm a driving semi at work.
Oh, yeah.
Not semi per se, but I've been driving a gravel truck with like an 18-speed transmission and shit.
Cool.
I hate every minute of it.
Really? You hate it?
Yeah, because I only go like half a kilometer at a time. I go to a pile and I drive back and I dump. Like, go back and forth.
Okay.
Like, it sucks because there's lots of shifting and it just sucks. So, well, it's not that I can sit for like 10 minutes at a time before I have to like dump my load, which you can't do anymore. Anyways, so as I was sitting there between listening to music, a bunch of 80s music lately because I'm really into like 80s synth pop right now, which is weird. And reading I'm actually reading a Harry Potter book right now.
Which one?
I'm just finishing number 6. So Yeah, for like the second time, I think.
Okay.
But I was thinking about this. Like every once in a while, I'll be doing something,
Mm.
and like there'll be like, especially this actually goes back to like that '80s synth pop stuff. It's like I'll hear a song, and it will immediately in my mind like take me back to a place from my youth, or like a different time.
Right.
So what I'm asking you is like, what are some songs that you immediately associate with times in your life?
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
I mean,
So,
I have a ton,
mm,
but like until I hear the song, I can't connect them, if that makes sense.
yeah. All right. So, or start off chronologically. Um, I can remember the first time I really heard AC/DC's Thunderstruck, and it was oh, I don't want to fuck up the year, but I know that at the time I was in grade 9, and my dad had just installed some pretty nice speakers and a subwoofer into his 1971 El Camino.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so he
Nice.
wanted to show it off. And so he invited me into the car, and then he threw in AC/DC's Razor's Edge. And of course, the first
Oh,
song,
yeah, yeah.
no, is it the first song or the second song
It's
is Thunderstruck?
I'm sure it's the first song. Razor's Edge is the second.
Right. So,
I think.
um,
I think.
hmm? Yeah, I think you're right. At least we have the first two tracks.
Yeah.
But anyway, um, he cranked it up, and three things I realized immediately. One, this is a fucking badass song. Two, this stereo in this El Camino is shaking the windows. And three, when the hell did my dad start listening to AC/DC?
It's because it was loud.
Yeah, but ever since then, like that was a transition point because it was around that time where I could vividly remember uh being kind of upset at the music genres that were popular at the time, because I remember like fucking Pet Shop Boys and groups of the like there, but it was at that moment it was like AC/DC. I should look into this. And then through AC/DC, I found Pink Floyd, and through Pink Floyd, I found other artists and other bands, and then Metallica came right around the corner. And so that was a turning point for me, from going from being a subject to pop music to being a fan of rock.
I'm just trying to look up what year the Razor's Edge came out. Oh, 1990. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was a full year before Metallica's Black Album came out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I do remember that at that time I was listening to the pop top 40 station, which I thought was the best. But once I vividly recall like just being just entranced by the hook on AC/DC Thunderstruck, and just like, I want more of this. This is what I've been missing in my fucking life. So,
I don't remember the first time that I heard Metallica, but I have a very vivid memory of listening to Metallica before the Black Album came out.
oh,
So the Black Album came out in like September of 1991.
mm,
I think we've talked about this before, but my parents had like an illegal satellite dish back in the day, like the big
yeah.
fucking like the 8-foot satellite dishes. So we had MTV. Like I grew up with MTV. Like everybody else around me, nobody had MTV around here. We had Much Music, and Much Music at the time was garbage. and
Yeah.
it really was.
Yeah.
So I remember I was it was the middle of summer. I think my parents are gone, and my middle sister, bless her soul, was in our living room, and she was watching MTV, and the music video for One by Metallica came on, and she locked the door on me, so I couldn't watch it.
What?
Yeah, because it's not like now, like where you can just, like if you would have watched that video, just fucking like 3 clicks and you have it. It's like then it's like that was like it was in the afternoon and they were playing One on the fucking, like, not the full theatrical version, but like they were playing the video for One in the afternoon on fucking MTV. Oh, I was mad at her. Oh, I was mad.
I don't blame you.
I'm 9 years old. Like 9 years old, and I'm listening to Metallica already. It's like yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so like that's the sort of thing that I'm talking about with this topic. It's like, so
Yeah.
um
I have a story. Oh my goodness. You read that. I have a story. So I was visiting a family. When I was living in the Lower Mainland, but my mom and my dad divorced, and my father lived in Vancouver. My mom lived in Prince George.
yeah.
I was visiting Prince George as a child, and we wanted to go visit some family in a small community called Mackenzie. And it was a rainy day, and it wasn't like there was nothing to do. It's a small town. There's no like arcades or anything like that. Yeah, keep in mind, this is like the 80s. So I'm sitting in the living room by myself. Everyone else is doing whatever. And I turn on Much Music. And I remember Peter Gabriel's music video, Sledgehammer.
Oh,
came on.
fuck yeah.
Oh, just
That's a great video to this day.
it's a masterpiece. Like it revolutionized so much. So
Yeah.
I'm watching this music video. And my aunt comes in and turns off the TV. I go, why, Auntie, why'd you do that? She goes, you shouldn't be watching that stuff. It just rots your brain. And my mom comes into the living room like, what's going on? And my aunt says, well, he was watching that garbage and blah, blah, blah. It's like this, you do nothing, but you just sit there, blah, blah. And my mom looks at me and goes, Jay, what are you watching? I said, I was watching Much Music. And she goes, oh. And she flips it back on and she looks at my aunt and goes, he's going to be in radio, you bitch.
Shit.
This is something he needs to learn. Like,
Fuck.
holy Christ. So
Yeah.
I caught the tail end of Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer music video, but like, oh, every time that song comes on, I'm like, takes me back to that one moment where my mom's like, no, he's doing something here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, well, not in the same respect, but like, so I told you a couple years ago, like I drove out to Victoria to, how to say this, because she listens to this, to start a relationship that didn't end the way that it could have.
Okay, fair enough.
So I was driving out to Victoria, and I hit a spot on the highway, and I saw a mountain view. Actually, no, I was on my way back from Victoria.
Yeah.
And there was a mountain formation that I saw, and it immediately reminded me of a song. And then after I put the song on, it's like, oh, holy fuck, like the song reminded me of this mountain formation. It was Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I was a kid, my parents took us out to BC every year as a trip, because we had relatives out there. So we would go out there, and, like it was like 8, 9, 10 years old. And I remember listening to, okay, so we went out in like a 1983, no, fuck, like a 1980, or 81 Chevy Impala 4-door.
Oh,
Yeah. And I was young, so like I would hop between the front and the back seat. Like my parents would sit in the front seats and my sisters in the back.
yeah.
We had about 6 tapes with us, and one of them was the Cyndi Lauper fucking tape.
Right.
And
Right.
so like I remember listening to that Cyndi Lauper fucking tape about 100 times because that's what my oldest sister wanted to listen to. So I remember we were going through this, like you go through this valley and there's some formation and like there's a hotel on the side. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to pontificate, I guess, if that's the right way to put it.
Yeah. No, I get it though. Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a weird one for you.
Oh, I bet I got weirder.
No, I mean weird isn't like how did this happen?
Yeah.
The night that I lost my V card.
We're gonna go with that one. Okay. Yeah. I
was a
gonna bring
night
mine
I
up,
wasn't
yeah.
expecting.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go with yours first.
All right. So it was a night I wasn't expecting. Clearly, I was not the one who had the plan. But
What was
I
his
was
name?
living in it. Shut up. So I'm not going to say her name on the offhand chance that she knows or she listens.
Fair enough.
So anyway, I was living in Abbotsford and I was 15 years old. And I know this because I had not gotten my driver's license yet, nor did I have my vehicle yet. And I get this phone call. I was mature enough to have my own phone line. And I remember my phone, it was with the slim handheld receiver. It was transparent and it lit up and it had this really annoying bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the one.
Yeah.
So it was like 9 o'clock at night. And this girl calls me up and she's like crying on the phone, like, my ex, blah, blah, blah. He pushed me down, blah, blah, blah. I just want some, can you come over? I don't want to be alone. Like, okay, sure. Where do you live? And so she tells me her address and I this is before the internet is a thing or as predominant as it is now. So I looked it up on the map that's attached to a phone book and like, that's a walk. What else am I going to do? It's a Friday night and I don't work tomorrow. So I walked about, I want to say 2.5 kilometers.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Not so bad. No, but for a 15-year-old, I mean, whatever.
With a raging,
And I didn't.
with a raging hard on, probably.
Yeah. That's a distance. So I didn't have a Discman. I didn't have a Walkman. But for whatever reason, I had a Blue Rodeo album memorized. And I was singing this Blue Rodeo album track by track as I'm walking to this girl's house.
Oh, please don't ruin a Blue Rodeo album for me because I might punch you.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, don't worry.
Okay.
This is just like, this is how I remember and how I associate these songs. Okay. So I get all the way there and this girl, rather attractive young blonde, was deep into the goth. And we're talking and we're in a room and it's getting later and I'm just kind of like looking at the clock, like, fuck, like,
Are we gonna rail or do I?
Wasn't even thinking of that. But just kind of sort of like, I don't know why I'm here type thing. I was an oblivious young man and clearly unaware of the intentions of a young woman. And this entire time she's like talking and crying and I'm consoling her and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, she has The Cure on repeat.
Nice.
On cassette in her room.
Which Cure album?
I don't fucking care. I don't. All I know is that one of the songs or none of the songs were Friday I'm in Love.
Okay. It's probably
so anyway
a lot older.
Yeah. So anyway, one thing leads to another, and like I said, clearly she was the one with the plan, and we went at it. And I, after it was all said and done and whatever, I still had to walk home. And for whatever reason, surprisingly, I had abundance of energy. So I
wonder
walked
why.
home. Yeah, I walked home with a pip in my step, singing that exact same Blue Rodeo album on the way back.
So, can you not, please? Thank you, Dick. Get out of here.
Full Circle Podcast, V Car to V Snip.
Yeah, pretty much. No, the when I lost mine, it's funny
Yes.
because like people I know are gonna hear this.
Oh,
It's like I cannot listen to "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith anymore.
wow, really?
Yeah, because the girl I hooked up with had it on repeat.
Oh, just the one song?
Yeah.
Oh no! At least the one I was with was like it was the cassette, and it just went back and forth.
Yeah, no, it was a CD, so like it was bad. It was bad. It was so bad.
That's torture.
I mean, because like even like, dude, it's fucking like 30 years later. Just about,
Yeah.
wow, just about 30 years later. But like, to get like less sexual with stuff, I guess. But like, there's a song that you can't see him right now, but Loki's like on my lap, fucking like licking my desk because he's an idiot. But like, so like, we have a community swimming pool in my hometown, and when I was a kid, I mean, I spent the summer in that swimming pool because there was nothing else to do here because there's like 800 people that live in this fucking town, so there's nothing to do. Can you get out of here? Get. So I remember songs at like specific times, like, and these really weird songs. So like, I remember I was at work one night, and I don't know if you've had flashbacks like this, like from your youth, where you're just hanging around, like you're not really doing anything, you're just hanging out, and all of a sudden you get this flash of like your youth, where you're doing something. It's like, and I got this flash of this song playing while I was in the deep end of the pool of my hometown, and it bothered me because I couldn't find the song. I wrote down, like, I remembered like 2 words from this fucking song. No, it was a phrase. It was like, "Wouldn't it be nice?" That's it. That's all I could remember from this. And I could remember the melody, but that's it. But I mean, you try and figure out a melody on the internet. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You can't just sing into the computer.
Yeah. So it took me about like 2 weeks, and I found this fucking song, and it's fucking, it was some like unknown fucking guy. Not unknown, like it was like a one-hit wonder that nobody remembers now. That it was like Nick Kershaw. Do you know who Nick Kershaw is?
No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. But I have this song stuck in my head from when I was a kid. Yeah. He's fucking messed up. Like, you know, it's not that it's worse, but like there's another song that's stuck in my head that like really reminds me of like a time in my life, and it's Savage Garden, "I Want You."
Oh, Jesus, that took over my 1997.
Yeah, because it came out the weekend that I got my driver's license, and I had a group full of people in my car at the time, and the girl that I had a crush on was in that car at the time. So now it was like I think of that weekend for some reason. Yeah. It's fucking,
It's a fun jaunt down memory lane.
oh yeah. Yeah, it's not fucking, like offensive or,
No.
it's
So I've got two songs that I want to add to our found signals list, and both of them relate to this this topic, and neither one of them are ones that I brought up.
Okay, good. I have one that I'm gonna bring up from that way. I actually, you know, I was gonna bring up two from this. I might. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Because actually, there's another one that I was gonna bring up. It was a Gino Vanelli song. You know who Gino Vanelli is?
Boy, do I.
Yeah. But you can't find a good version of this song on Spotify because there's some sort of fucking I don't know, some lawsuit or some bullshit.
Is it Black Cars or Wild Horses?
Wild Horses. You can't find Wild Horses on Spotify. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But Wild Horses actually is in my is in my childhood. And I have no explanation for this whatsoever. Zero. I have no reasoning. But I can I gladly tell you the story because this is like right in the wheelhouse of this conversation. When I was much younger, just a child, like maybe grade 1, maybe even kindergarten, every Sunday, we weren't a religious family, but we did have a Sunday tradition. And the Sunday tradition was we would go to this Greasy Spoon, hole in the wall, mom and pop shop restaurant called the Roundup Cafe on King George Street in Surrey. I lived in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah.
And Tyler, if you're listening to this, you probably know what this restaurant is because it still exists. And the last time I went down to Lower Mainland, I went there. But I digress. Every Sunday, my dad, my mom, my brother, and myself would go to this restaurant and we'd have breakfast. And for whatever reason, I was insistent on having a quarter for the jukebox so that I can play
Wild Horses.
G7, Gino Vanelli, and Wild Horses. And I remember my mom and my dad like looking at me after like the 4th or 5th time and like, why this song? And I go, I like it.
It's a good fucking song. I don't care what anybody says.
But
you can't.
I remember that vividly.
You can't find the good version of it on Spotify. It's a shitty live version of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the original version there's I don't know. There's some reason why it's not on there. Again, yeah. I'm a little drunk right now, so whatever.
So, unfortunately, there's no happy ending to this little story. As yes, the restaurant still exists. Yes, I have gone back to it within the past couple of years. No, the jukebox is not there anymore.
Oh, damn.
Wouldn't that have just been brilliant to go up there and go, G7. Oh shit, look at that.
Just slap your unfucking like shooting bullets dick on the G7. Yeah.
My life is complete now.
Yeah. Fuck.
So yeah. Gino Vanelli, G7, Jukebox, Roundup Cafe.
Okay, so
what?
Where we're I cut you off for your song there.
What do you mean?
For your songs you were gonna add.
Oh yeah, okay. We're at this part of the show. Sure, why not? So
well, I mean, we're technically in like just about hour 2 of episode 34. Yeah.
So there's a lesser known and not as popular song put out by Peter Gabriel that I just could not get enough of. And it was around a time where I started to really like dive feet first, head full of concrete, whatever you want to call it, into radio. I had just fired up my first radio show. This was pre Flipside. But Peter Gabriel came out with this song called The Barry Williams Show. And it was a riff off of Jerry Springer and how the cutthroat media and advertising and the new hotness was basically killing off any legitimacy in entertainment. Who's been drinking? Jesus. Um,
Me.
so yeah. So the first song.
Sorry. They're making a bunch.
So-
they're making a bunch of noise.
So at any time I go back and like listen to like the first few episodes of my old talk show, I instantly get thrown back into the mind and the song of the Barry Williams Show by Peter Gabriel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll put that on here. I've never heard that song at all, like ever.
It's a bit of an epic. Like it's your typical song is like anywhere from 2.5 to 4 minutes. I think this one like hits the 6 to 7 minute mark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So there'll be a definite weird ass addition to. I guess this whole episode's gonna be that. Because I'm gonna add. Well, first off, I'm gonna add "I Want You" by Savage Garden. Because I do have some really good memories attached to that song.
Yeah.
But it's just weird.
Yeah.
Just weird. What's your second one there?
So I was done with the military. I was, of course, out of high school and taking some time to just kind of cool down. I had my first big, massive blowout fight with my father, and I found myself in the Okanagan, staying with my uncle. And I had a job at the time, no joke, door-to-door vacuum salesman. And
I would have shot myself in the face.
Yeah. I was selling Kirby vacuums, but
my mom and dad had a Kirby.
But it was around the time, and actually kind of entertaining, that I have this folder or binder of CDs and whatnot. It was around the time that Labatt Genuine Draft was doing these promotional CDs.
Oh yeah, because Kokanee did the same thing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Canadian did the same thing. Yeah.
So one of the bands that they featured was the Headstones, and I'm actually holding the exact
Ooh,
CD in my
nice.
hand. And I got hooked on a great Headstone song called Cubically Contained. And when I think back to that summer and everything that happened and where I was in my life and everything like that, I think back to that song by the Headstones.
Okay, so you know what? I had another song that I was gonna pick, but now that you said that, I'm gonna match yours.
Sure.
So the summer of 1999, I was 18. I had graduated high school, but I made a choice. I went to, like lots of people, everybody that knows me knows this. It's like I went to an air cadet camp when I was 18 years old. I was out of high school. It's like well, I'm gonna go spend my summer and I'm gonna go do this. Whatever. Had a great summer. Came home.
Yeah.
Like I was gone. I was pretty much at a military camp for fucking 6 weeks. So I missed everything that happened over the summer. I get home. I get home, like the night I get home, my buddy picks me up. It's like, we're going drinking. I'm like, fuck yeah.
As you would.
Yeah. It's like when you get out of the military, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So, he puts the CD in and it's like, and I hear this song and it's like, what in the fuck is this song? It's like, I really like this song. Really like. It's like, dude, can I have this CD? It's like, yeah, I got like 3 of them because they're on a Molson Canadian fucking sampler CD.
Oh yeah.
They had bought so many beer over the summer that fucking like he had
just fucking take them.
Yeah, just take it.
Yeah.
And it was Eve 6. It was Inside Out by Eve 6 was on this fucking sampler pack.
Fucking iconic song.
I know.
Too.
It's like, and fucking like that's how I fucking heard of like I heard that fucking like that song by Eve Six, and
Yeah.
I've loved everything they've done since. So
That's cool. That's a great addition there.
yeah, it's kind of
Definitely makes up for Savage Garden.
yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
You know, I mean, I know we're wrapping up the show, but anyone who's watching this on YouTube or currently watching this on Twitch, the way I have this set up now is the only way I can see you is if I'm paying attention to the actual Twitch feed. And I noticed that every time I look at the Twitch feed, in the actual footage, like the video, it looks like I'm looking at you. So this is actually, I'm liking how this is working.
Yeah, no, this is. I mean that like every time we watch this, I always watch. I never watch this.
Yeah.
I always watch this.
Yeah.
Because that's, I don't know, it makes more sense to me. So
Yes.
yeah. Anyways,
Anyway.
this has been fucking a really long episode, but this has been part 2 of episode 34. So my name is Daryl,
I'm JD.
and we will see you out there.
Take care.